Colorado High School Activities Association softball is on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network this afternoon from Jocelyn Field. It's another Patriot League battle with the visiting Wellington Eagles taking on the Brush Bee Diggers. I'm John Beltran, and the Bee Diggers are coming off a very impressive 18-3 victory in Gilchrist yesterday over the Valley Vikings. They're 3-6 in the Patriot League, 10-9 overall. Wellington 11-8 overall, and 5-5 in league play. Let's get to the starting lineup for Wellington, as batting first will be the third baseman, Kensley Story. The right fielder, Charlie Someday, hits second. Jasmine Tafoya hits third. She's the second baseman. Shortstop Scarlett McGuire hits fourth. The fifth hitter is Kylie Newberry. The center fielder hitting sixth is Brecklin Meadows. Pitcher Taylor Morgan hits seventh. Reagan Johnson, the left fielder, hits eighth. And Elise Jeffrey, the catcher, hits ninth against Avery Lefevre. First pitch brought to you by Equitable Savings and Loan. And that is right down the middle at the knees for a strike. A late start because Wellington arrived much later than they should have. They only got here by 3:30. 86 degrees in Brush. No wind to speak of. The offering. Down and away. Oh, that's a strike. Wow. No balls and two strikes. I guess close to the knees and close enough to the plate. 0-2 to the right-handed hitting Kensley Story. Open stance. The pitch. Rise ball is upstairs. One ball. And two strikes. Story's batting .568. They're hitting .407 as a team. Watch out here with his first hitter. And the offering. Swung on and tapped right back to Lefevre. The throw to first is low, but still gets there in the air. And Haluska digs it out, one down. Tegan Haluska at first. Alicia Hernandez is the second baseman. Reese Lambert at third. Brisa Aguirre Garcia's at short. And left field, Karime Castillo. Michelle Headley in center. Molly Wolf in right. Brianna Ludgate is behind the plate. And here is Charlie Someday, another right-handed hitter batting .396. And the offering, squaring to bunt, lays it down foul along the third base side. No balls and one strike. This is a huge game for Brush. They've got a lot of signature games this year in which they've hung around against quality opponents. Sterling, Strasburg, University had the lead against Sterling in the seventh. Up 5-0 against University. A chance to win in the bottom of the seventh. Tied at 5-9 with Strasburg in the fifth inning. That one bounces away. But they lost all of those games. This team, Wellington, beat Sterling 13-3. Although they lost to Resurrection Christian yesterday 20-7. That is Brush's next opponent on Saturday. That'll be our final regular season game on 10-10. The offering up and away, because they've got Lamar and Eaton coming up next week at home. Lamar is a non-league game. We're only covering the league games in the playoffs, and Eaton is next Thursday when we'll be in Sterling for Brush football. 2 balls and 1 strike. The pitch swung on and grounded up the middle. Brisa to her left, cannot get it. It's a base hit into center field. And that will bring up the number 3 hitter, Jasmine Tafoya. Another righty hitting .486. Bee Diggers are still looking to improve defensively and with the base running. Those are two significant challenges for Brush now. The offering, foul to the backstop. No balls and 1 strike to Jasmine Tafoya. With a runner at first and 1 down, just underway. A late start. The pitch swung on and lifted into left center field. Michelle Headley's going back to the fence. It's gone. It just flew over the fence in center field. A 2-run homer for Jasmine Tafoya. And Wellington is off to the early lead in Brush. That ball had lots of carry to it. That'll bring up Scarlett McGuire. Another right-handed hitter. That ball was tagged pretty well. I didn't think it had the distance. And the offering. That is down and in. 1 ball and no strikes. McGuire batting .488. Lefevre ready with a 1-0. And here it comes. Swing and a miss and a pitch tailing up and away. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, at least you know where the power is coming from. 6th home run of the year for Wellington as a team, the offering, and that bounces in. But that was the first of the season for Tafoya. 4 triples to lead the team, and now adding that home run. Story, the leadoff hitter, has got 4 homers. That bounces in as well. 3 balls and 1 strike to Scarlett McGuire. Ludgate lays down the sign. And the offering. That is a strike on the outside corner, just above knee level. It's 3-2. Yeah, the one strength that Brush has had this year is that they can swing it. They can certainly swing it. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a pitch tailing on the outside corner. Lefevre strikes out McGuire, 2 down. And Kylie Newberry, a freshman hitting .364, steps in from the right side. That's a nice job of Lefevre coming back from a 3-1 count. The senior delivers. Swing and a miss. Late on that one, no balls and 1 strike. Looking fresh in the early going despite the home run from Tafoya. And the offering, a little bit low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Game number 20 for Wellington. Game number 20 for Brush. Light crowd on the Wellington side. Very high. Stabbed out of the air by Ludgate. It's 2-1. Brecklin Meadows is on deck. Another hitter that bats with an open stance. And the 2-1 pitch. Same location. 3 balls and 1 strike. To Kylie Newberry. Let's see if Avery can come back from a 3-1 again. Swung on line, a base hit into right center. Wolf is going to chase it down in the gap, and she gets it back in very quickly, limiting Newberry to a single. And that is the 3rd hit in the inning for Wellington. Here is Brecklin Meadows hitting .273. As she will step in. Yeah, these are all right-handed hitters for the most part. And the offering. That is taken down and away. Runner to second off the steal. So Newberry's in scoring position. 1 ball and no strikes. 2-0 in favor of Wellington on a 2-run homer by Jasmine Tafoya. The pitch. That's down and in, 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 down, a runner at second. Off of I-76 and exit 66A in Wiggins. Stubbs Gas and Oil with all your gas, food, and travel accessories. Swung on and fouled straight back. Ball 2, strike 1. Yeah, what's crazy about this season for Brush, they're not going to come close to the regular season record of the 2022 team, but all they have to do, make the state tournament and win 1 game, and they've gone further than last year's team, which is insane. The pitch, swung on, tapped, foul. to the backstop, 2-2. That's the pressure of single elimination games as a higher seed, which the Bee Diggers found out a year ago. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lefevre's got a strikeout in the inning. Also has an assist. The pitch up and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And it's a hot afternoon at 86 degrees. You start late. The sun is right on top of you, and it feels even warmer. 3-2. That's outside. Lefevre's walked 2 in the inning. That brings up Taylor Morgan. She might be out of the 7 hole, but this sophomore is hitting .462. Another right-handed hitter. Pretty much an even stance up there, which means she might be going to right field. The pitch, right down the middle for a strike. Thigh high, it's 0-1. Yeah, Lefevre wants to limit the number of pitches she throws, but she's up to 28 already. All that explosion to the plate. And the offering. Swung on and grounded slowly left side underneath the glove of Lambert. Then it deflected off of Aguirre Garcia. Run's going to score. It's 3-0. We'll call that a base hit for Morgan on that slow roller on the left side. A makeable play, but certainly tough to score that an error. So it's 3-0. Of course, the book might be different. Here's Reagan Johnson, a freshman hitting .400. Bee Diggers in a hole already. That's a strike on the outer half. It's 0-1. Meadows at second. Morgan with the RBI single. Got to keep it at 3-0. Don't want this to get further away from you, even though you've not batted. The pitch, foul to the backstop. No balls and 2 strikes to Reagan Johnson. Now she's going to get closer and closer to that plate to cover the outside corner. 0-2. Swung on and grounded foul, third base side. I think Avery wanted that a little bit further away, since it looked like Johnson was chasing. It's a long time to be out in the field, almost 12 minutes for Brush out in the outfield and in the infield, having measured the whole thing. The pitch, swung on, popped up foul territory, right side. Haluska cannot get to it. It's out of play. Remains at 0-2. That just, again, that heat will take effect. It'll cool off by the time we get closer to 6 o'clock. And this game will be going on at 6 o'clock, since we had a 4:22 first pitch due to Wellington's late arrival. The pitch, swung on and lifted to left field. Castillo is right there to make the grab. And that finally does it for Wellington in the top of the first inning. They get a 2-run homer from Jasmine Tafoya. 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors and 2 left. To the bottom of the first we go. Wellington scores 3 runs, and the Bee Diggers are on their way to the plate on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Buildings by Design will make your vision a reality. Visit them on the web at buildingsbydesign.com. They do outstanding work, and they bring you your Bee Digger starting lineup. Batting first is the pitcher Avery Lefevre. Second baseman Alicia Hernandez bats second. The third hitter is Brisa Aguirre Garcia. Cleanup hitters Reese Lambert. The center fielder Michelle Headley hits 5th. Karime Castillo in left hits 6th. Brianna Ludgate hits 7th. The right fielder Molly Wolf hits 8th. And Tegan Haluska hits 9th. Brecklin Meadows at first, Jasmine Tafoya at second for Wellington. Kensley Story's at third baseman. Scarlett McGuire's at short. In the outfield, Reagan Johnson at left. Kylie Newberry's in center. The right fielder is Charlie Someday. Behind the plate is Elise Jeffrey, and Taylor Morgan with an ERA of over 11 is inside the circle. Here is Lefevre putting up a huge Huge number offensively, up and away, batting .585. And the team's leader in that category. Bee Diggers had a 9-run second inning yesterday against Valley. That is hit in the air to right field with some carry to it, ranging to her left, and making the catch is Sunday. She struggled out there, even though there's no wind, but she was able to haul it in, one down. Here's Alicia Hernandez, batting .466. All righties on both sides except Tegan Holuska for Brush. Upstairs, 1 ball and no strikes. Alicia yesterday swung on and grounded foul third base side, had 3 hits and drove in 2. 1-1 to the Brush second baseman. 3-0 Wellington, bottom of the first inning. The pitch, swung on, drilled down the left field line. It's fair inside the line and rolling towards the corner. Johnson hauls it down. Hernandez to second with a 1-out double in the first. What a swing. She hits that ball with plenty of topspin, so it has tons of English. Here's Brisa Aguirre Garcia, 2 for 4 yesterday. Hitting .519, a little bit susceptible on the inside pitch lately. The offering, strike on the inner half. That's where they're going to pitch her. And the ball gets away as they threw back to second. Hernandez to third. That's going to be an error. And why go for a pickoff there? That's an error on Jeffrey. So Alicia with a chance to score off of Brisa Aguirre Garcia RBI if she can send her home. The offering is down and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, the thing is, if you pitch Brisa in, she cannot extend the arms. She either has to swing early or back off the plate even more. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the pitch. That is just inside. Yeah, they're trying for the jam job here. 2-1. She's got to lay off of those. Those are the ones that she can't do anything with. It's tough because when you're that close to the plate, the pitch swung on and jammed in the air and caught by the shortstop. A little flare and caught by Scarlett McGuire. I think Brisa's got to back off the plate. She has got to back off the plate. She's getting jammed very badly in recent games. That had nothing to it. A very easy play by the shortstop. And here's Reese Lambert. Swung on and lifted into left center field. Newberry's coming on to her right. Makes the running catch, and the Bee Diggers are denied in the bottom of the first inning despite a double from Alicia Hernandez to the second. Wellington 3, Brush nothing on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Wellington leads Brush 3-0 as we head to the second inning. Elise Jeffrey, right-handed hitter, open stance, leads off for Wellington. Pitch from Lefevre, outside corner for a strike. Jeffrey hitting .500, but she's only had 9 plate appearances. She's a tall, strong hitter. And a check swing off the glove of Ludgate on a pitch up and in. It's 0-2. And that swing is indicative of a limited number of opportunities inside the batter's box. At least in game situations, no balls and 2 strikes. Avery ready. The pitch. That is a called strike 3 on the outside corner. What a gorgeous pitch. And for Avery Lefevre, that is strikeout number 2. Kensley Story, as I mentioned earlier, leads this team with 4 home runs. She grounded to the circle in the first inning. The offering fouled off to the right. No balls and 1 strike. Yeah, let's get back into that dugout if you're Brush, but that first inning hurt. Runner at third with two great hitters coming up, and you can't score with one out. The pitch, changeup, bounces in. 1-1 strike. Yeah, if you're a hitter and you're susceptible to a pitch, you've got to make an adjustment. And that could happen with any hitter. The offering swung on and lifted in the infield. The shortstop, Brisa's got it. Nope, it plays off her glove, but that's a base hit. That was hit with some backspin. That's a base hit. She wouldn't have got her anyway. That's one of those flares that was placed perfectly. Here's Charlie Someday. Yeah, in the sport of softball, if you hit a flare, a little looper that bounces in the infield, the chances of getting the hitter out are very minuscule. The offering. Upstairs, throw to second, the slide and the tag, and that's going to be a stolen base for Someday. It's a good throw by Ludgate, but Story's got some speed. So Kensley Story with a steal. Someday with a 1-0 count. The pitch, swing and a miss. Late on that one, it's 1-1. 1 strike, 1 out. 1 on, 3-0 Wellington, visiting half of the second inning. Lefevre looking for another money pitch on a 1-1. Here it is. Lined, base hit down the right field line. Story's going to round third, headed towards the plate. The throw, she's in there. The hitter to second, the throw in late. RBI single for Someday. It's 4-0 Wellington. Well, they might have arrived late, but Wellington is scoring early. Jasmine Tafoya hit a 2-run homer in the top of the first inning. And she is now the batter. Whether you're a traditional or non-traditional student looking for an associate's degree or specialized certificate, visit njc.edu. That's Northeastern. 1 strikes. That pitch was up and in. Tafoya's home run went over the left center field netted fence. Lefevre to the plate. Swung on and grounded foul. I don't know why she swung at that pitch. That thing was almost in the dirt. And it only went a few feet behind the catcher, Ludgate. 1 strike. More speed with Someday at second. Cougars have scored. The Eagles have scored, each of the first 2 innings. The pitch. Swung on. That ball is grounded back to the circle. Bobbled, recovering. Throw to first is low. Late to the plate. The slide, and in there is Someday. It's 5-0. That'll be a miscue on the pitcher, Avery Lefevre. No RBI. Both teams have committed an error, but Brush does not have a run yet. Here's Scarlett McGuire, who struck out swinging. So the Bee Diggers are in an early hole, trailing 5-0. Lefevre to the plate. Swung on and grounded left side for a base hit into left field. And to second is Tafoya. And Wellington has their 7th hit of the game. Here's Kylie Newberry, who singled. That's a water signal there. A very little water signal. Well, they're threatening to break this thing open early, just like they did against Sterling earlier this year. The pitch inside. 1 strikes. I mean, you don't win this game. And then again, you're looking at a 10-10 record with not really impressive victories, but you've hung around some very good teams. And the 1-0 pitch. Changeup is a strike. Beautiful pitch on the inner half. 1 strike to the center fielder Newberry. Wellington off to a 5-0 lead. Tafoya and McGuire on the bases. Lefevre to the plate. Low, runner to third, the throw, the tag, and safe. Ludgate had a little trouble releasing that softball. It's a double steal. Tafoya at third. And to second is McGuire. 2 balls and 1 strike. The infield has to play in, down 5-0 early. Newberry awaits the pitch. That is outside, 3-1. Bead Diggers are digging themselves a huge hole, no pun intended. 3-1 to Kylie Newberry. The offering, down and in, third walk issued in the game by Avery Lefevre. Check, it's got the second here. I thought she had 2 earlier, but it's showing 2. Well, Brecklin Meadows did walk her first time up. The base is full with 1 out. Pitch, swung on and tapped slowly to short. The play's going to have to be at first, and it is for Aguirre Garcia. The run scores as Tafoya crosses home plate at 6-0. Bead Diggers were playing the infield in, but that was the right play. There was no play at the plate. As slowly as that ball was hit to the Bead Diggers shortstop. But the big thing, there's 2 down. And Taylor Morgan, who singled her first time up, 6-0 Wellington. Low with a pitch. 1 ball and no strikes. 3 runs in each of the first 2 innings for the Eagles. Got to keep it at 6-0. 8-0 would look so much worse. The offering, that's a little bit down and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Yeah, Avery's locating pretty well. These are just good hitters. The offering, that is a strike. Throw back to third. Back in diving is McGuire. 2-1. Avery's got 34 strikes to 22 balls, so she's letting them hit. And they've come through with 7 base hits in the game, including Tafoya's 2-run homer in the first. Swung on, grounded off the glove of the pitcher to the shortstop. Aguirre Garcia throw to first. In time. Oh, a bang play at first. That will go 1 to 6-3. And that prevents another run from scoring in this inning. 3 runs on 3 hits. 1 error and 2 left. An inning and a half in the books. Wellington 6, Brush nothing on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Wellington leads 6-0 headed to the bottom of the second. It'll be Michelle Headley, Karime Castillo, and Brianna Ludgate against right-hander Taylor Morgan. Bead Diggers do not want to wait till getting to work. They've got to start right now. Headley had 3 hits yesterday, batting .325, swing and a miss. And there's more velocity on this pitcher than from Sofia Rodriguez of Valley yesterday, so Headley needs a quicker bat. And the offering, that is down and in. 1 ball and 1 strike to the tall right-handed hitter for Brush. The offering, swung on line, base hit into left field. Nice swing by Michelle Headley to begin the bottom of the second inning. That's 4 hits in her last 5 at-bats. And here is Karime Castillo. Had a couple of RBIs yesterday. And she now steps in with a .408 average. The Bead Diggers are just looking to chip away in this bottom of the second inning. You got a lot of speed at first base with Headley. The pitch, up and in, 1 ball and no strikes. And there have been times this season, many times this season, the bottom of the lineup has come through. 1-0 to Castillo. Up and away, 2 balls and no strikes For over 100 years, Premier Farm Credit has been providing affordable, reliable, and consistent credit. Visit PremierACA.com. 2-0. The offering. And that bounces in 3-0. From what I was told, their starting pitcher, Tafoya, got hurt yesterday in Wellington's 20-7 loss to Resurrection Christian. And that's why Morgan is pitching 3-0. Down the middle for a strike. 3-1. To Karime Castillo. Laying down the sign is Jeffrey. 3-1. Upstairs, it's a walk. And the Bee Diggers begin the bottom of the second with back-to-back base runners. And if Ludgate could do what she did yesterday, had a triple and a 3-run inside the park homer, and just stay hot as she drove in 4, that would get Brush on the board. Morgan to the plate. Hit off the end of the bat on the ground, first base side, foul. No balls and 1 strike. And the Bee Diggers have got to run the bases better than they have most of this season. The pitch, foul to the backstop. No balls and 2 strikes on Ludgate. You've got the 7, 8, and 9 hitters for Brush coming up right now, and Ludgate, Wolf, and Haluska. The pitch, up and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Bee Diggers have 2 hits so far in the game. They stranded a base runner in the first. Wellington has left 4 already. The offering, upstairs again. 2-2. Again, if you're tuning in now, we started at 4:22 since Wellington did not arrive till about 3:30. The pitch. Swung on and lined, a base hit into left field. Headley steps on third, being sent towards the plate. No throw. An RBI single for Brianna Ludgate. And Brush is on the board in the bottom of the second inning. They trail Wellington 6-1. And the second is Castillo. Here's Molly Wolf. Wolf yesterday, 2 hits and an RBI. The pitch, swung on, grounded right side, and off the glove of Tafoya, ranging to her left into right field, rounding third and scoring is Castillo. And to third is Ludgate. Will give her an RBI single on that tough hop. And now it's 6-2, and the Bee Diggers have picked up 3 hits in the inning. And runners at the corners with nobody out. Here's Tegan Haluska. Again, the bottom of the lineup has come through. Haluska had a big double yesterday as part of that 9-run second inning in Brush's 18-3 win at Valley. All right, so Haluska from the 9-hole. And quite frankly, she hits the ball everywhere. She's not a pull hitter. She can hit it anywhere. The pitch, swing and a miss late on that one, up and away. No balls and 1 strike. To the Bee Digger first baseman. At third is Ludgate. Wolf at first. The offering. Foul. That ball got in on the fists with that inside-out swing. No balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, that's one of her specialties, trying to go to left field. Was almost able to pull it off there. Now down in the count. The offering, very high. 1-2 to Tegan Haluska. Haluska hitting .372. The pitch, fisted in the air, and it's going to be off the third baseman, diving for the ball. Ludgate scores. The second to throw is late. Well, that's going to have to be called an infield hit because McGuire went diving for a ball on a little looper that I thought she was going to get to, but all of a sudden found herself in a compromised position and tried to make a basket catch. So it was not a routine play unless she thought Story had it, and it's 6-3. Again, it might be scored differently elsewhere, but I'm giving that a base hit because it was not a reasonably easy play. Swung on, line by Lefevre. Base hit into right field. Stepping on third is Wolf. Being sent home. The ball gets loose and through the right fielder someday. Now rounding third. Headed for the plate, Haluska. And she's going to be in there sliding. It's an RBI and an error. And it's now 6-5. Lefevre to second. And the errors on the right fielder. Charlie Someday. Here's Alicia Hernandez. Let's see. We might have a change. Natalie Metzger will be the courtesy runner for Lefevre. So she can rest up in the dugout. And again, the key is just running the base as well, which the Bee Diggers have really not done consistently this season, but they have it so far in this game. Incredibly enough, as we are straight up at 5 o'clock, this is 10-10 KSIR Brush, Fort Morgan, Weldona. The Bee Diggers can tie the game right now. Down 6-5 with nobody out. The first 6 have reached. Swung on, popped up in the infield. The shortstop, McGuire, is going to make the grab to the right of the bag, one down. Alicia got way under that one. Here's Brisa Aguirre Garcia. And let's see, she's got to make an adjustment. That ball's getting right on top of her when they're pitching her inside. And she's still very close to that plate. Now backing off a little bit. Swung on, line down the right field line. If it's fair, it's trouble. It's foul. Oh, man, that's a nice adjustment by Brisa, A foul ball, but that was ticketed for probably 3 bases. No balls and 1 strike. Yeah, I think she realizes that lately they've been trying to jam her and just got to back off that plate. The offering, swung on, grounded, foul, third base side. See, now with 2 strikes, it gets tricky because you don't want to back off too much. You want to cover that plate. Plate coverage is huge, but you don't want to get jammed. 0-2 to Aguirre Garcia. The pitch, swung on, check swing, grounder right side, and the underhand toss to first is in time. Play made by the second baseman, Tafoya. To third is Metzger, 2 down. Well, she moved the runner over, which is big. Here's Lambert to pop to center. Either way, the Bee Diggers are back in the game. The pitch lifted into shallow right center field. Newberry to her left makes the grab. And the Bee Diggers settle for the 5 runs in the frame. They score the 5 runs on 5 hits. There was an error and a base runner left at third. 2 complete at Jocelyn Field and Brush. Wellington 6, Brush 5 on 1010 KSIR. We're on the TuneIn app as well on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. This was a 6-0 Wellington lead. Now it's 6-5 in the top of the third. 8-9-1 Reagan Johnson, Elise Jeffrey, and Kensley Story against Avery Lefevre. The pitch outside, 1 ball and no strikes, 3 runs in each of the first 2 innings for Wellington. Still got a lot more Bee Digger sports later this week. Football on Friday at home against Arvada. Softball Saturday morning against Resurrection Christian. And that's a strike on the inside corner. Knee level, it's 1-1. To the number 8 hitter, all right-handed hitting lineup for Wellington. Lefevre to the plate. That bounces. 2-1. Lefevre in the early going has struck out 2 and walked 2, allowed 7 hits to this talented Wellington lineup. 2-1 pitch. Swung on. That ball is grounded to the second baseman. Hernandez off her glove, throws to first late. Ball gets away from Haluska. That'll be an error. That is a Bee Digger error. Their second of the game. Even though that was backhanded, if it's made cleanly, the out is made. Here's Elise Jeffrey. Struck out looking her first time up. Yeah, these are the things that will plague Brush in the future because it's happened all season. Up and away, 1 ball and no strikes. You field cleanly, and then you get the outs. That goes for any team. 1-0 to Jeffrey. And the offering. A little bit low, 2 balls and no strikes. This would spell trouble for Lefevre if this hitter gets on, because then you're looking at first and second or first and third with nobody out and the 1 hitter coming up. And the 2-0. Tapped foul to the backstop. It's 2-1. Yeah, you just don't want to be in situations where you're behind, you inch closer, you fall behind again, you inch closer, it gets frustrating. Borrow locally from people you know at Equitable Savings and Loan, providing personal bankers to help you through all the steps. Equitable-savings.com. Swing and a miss, runner to second on the steal, easily in there. With a stolen base is Reagan Johnson. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And you have to get this 9-hitter out. There's no other option. The pitch, swing and a miss. Took something off it. Throw to first to record the out. And there's 1 down. Big strikeout, and here is Kensley Story. Grounded to the circle and singled. 1 for 2. Her 3rd plate appearance in as many innings. Lefevre gets a sign from Ludgate, and the pitch. Swung on line to right field. Wally Wolf cannot make the play. She leaps. It's over her glove. Johnson around third. She will score. Story going for 3. It's going to be an RBI triple. 7-5 Wellington. That was scorched. Molly was looking for a proper angle to take. Had she gone back first step, it might have made it a tad easier, but that's still a straight-up triple. Someday a single twice. The pitch, squaring to bunt, lays it down third base side, foul. If not, that would have been her 3rd hit of the game. No balls and 1 strike to Charlie Someday. 3 runs in the first inning, 3 more in the second, a run in the third. The B-Digger infield is in. Changeup is outside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Charlie Someday. Lefevre to the plate. Swing and a miss on a pitch tailing on the outside corner. It's 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. And Jasmine Tafoya's got a 2-run homer. She will hit next. Can Lefevre somehow record her 4th strikeout? The offering fouled off to the right. Count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. The B-Diggers already have had some double-digit scoring games on this field, winning and losing end. Here we go with a 1-2. Swung on and grounded to short. Brisa throw to the plate, and the tag will be applied. And out is Kensley Story. On the tag applied by Ludgate, the fielder's choice goes 6-2, 2 down. That's why you play the infield in, for a play at the plate that was spot on. Tafoya aboard twice, a 2-run homer and an error. 7-5 Wellington in the 3rd. The offering foul to the backstop. I'm in the shade quite a ways away, but I wonder if the temperatures drop. Somehow it still feels like 86 around me, which was the first pitch temp. No balls and one strike to the number 3 hitter in the lineup, Jasmine Tafoya. Swing and a miss. Runner to second. No throw. Straight up steal by Someday. Yep, they've got some runners on this team. That's 6 stolen bases in the game. But that runner doesn't matter if you get this one out. 0-2 to Tafoya. Lefevre delivers. Swing and a miss in the dirt. Ludgate is going to have to. Why is she throwing to third? With 2 outs, there's no reason to throw to third. Now runner to the plate, and that one gets away and into second. And Tafoya now going for third, and she throws it back to the pitcher. Ludgate completely lost her head there. That was a strikeout. All she had to do was throw to first. Oh, this is the second day in a row something like that has happened, and it's 8-5. You've got to know the situation. Here's McGuire, struck out and singled. She lost track of the situation. She throws to first. The inning is over on a ball in the dirt, and she had plenty of time and somehow went to third with a runner going. Outside. Oh, those are just mental mistakes that you've got to avoid in big games. That's a very good player making a critical error. 1-0 to McGuire. The pitch, swing and a miss. Yeah, I think these players, they've got to talk to each other more. Or you have to somehow get your head in the game. That is something that should never happen. 2 strikes, 2 outs, swing and a miss. Foul down the right side. Out of play. Yeah, the only explanation is that Ludgate didn't know there were 2 strikes on the hitter, and that was strike number 3. Because then you do go to third base with a runner going. But if you don't know that that's a third strike, even though the hitter took off for first, then you're going to make the incorrect throw, which you think is the correct throw. The pitch, swung on and grounded left side. Tough play for Brisa. Long throw to first is going to be in time. What a stretch there by Haluska. Oh, man, a long stretch and an outstanding play at short. But 2-run score for Wellington on 1 hit. There was an error and 1 left, 2.5 complete. Wellington 8, Brush 5 on the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
All right, Jay.
It's an 8-5 Wellington lead as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. The Bee Diggers got back in the game with 5 runs in the 2nd. And they'll send up Michelle Headley, Karime Castillo, and Brianna Ludgate against right-hander Taylor Morgan. 8 runs on 8 hits for Wellington, 5 runs on 6 hits for Brush. Both teams have committed 2 errors. Wellington has stranded 5. The Bee Diggers have left 2 on base. Headley with a base hit her first time up and pops this one up in the infield. The shortstop McGuire ranges back and makes the grab. 1 out. Here's Karime Castillo. Walked her first time up. And she scored in that 5-run second. Swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike. Castillo awaits. Popped foul and out of play behind the screen. It's 0-2. Morgan attempting to make quick work of Brush in this 3rd inning. Yeah, I'd be surprised if both teams don't score double digits by game's end. With this 8-5 lead, swung on, lined, and foul first base side. Bee Diggers are being out hit 8-6 and trailing by 3. No balls, 2 strikes. Line down the right field line. That's trouble if it's fair, and it's inside the line. A base hit for Castillo, who's on base now twice. What a great job of hitting, shortening up that swing. Here is Ludgate, who had a base hit her first time up. Ludgate with a big game yesterday. The offering upstairs. Again, the offense, for the most part, is not the issue for Brush. It's everything around it. Again, I think Lefevre has done an excellent job lately in the circle. 2-0, she's really come along. Need defensive support, and then offensively, the base running's got to get better. Got to get a lot better. I mean, let's look at the earned runs in this game, for instance. It's 2 balls and no strikes. That's a strike on the inside corner. Lefevre has allowed 3 unearned runs, and Morgan has allowed 1 unearned run. That's pretty much the difference in the game. 2-1 pitch. That's a strike on the inner half thigh high. It's 2-2. To catcher Brianna Ludgate. 8-5 Wellington in the bottom of the 3rd inning. The pitch swung on and grounded foul along the third base side. Morgan has thrown just 44 pitches and recorded 7 outs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ludgate awaits the pitch. That is up and away. 3-2. Castillo at first, had a base hit to right field. The pitch. That is a called strike 3 in the inside corner. 2 down. Yeah, that barely grazed the inside corner. Normally you say you can't take that pitch, but man, that's a borderline strike. So really you have to credit the pitcher there. Molly Wolf is the hitter. The pitch swung on and line to center field. That will drop for a base hit. Castillo will stay at second. And the Bee Diggers now have 7 hits in the game. Here is Tegan Haluska. Actually, that's 8 hits in the game because they had 6 going into the inning. Haluska had one of those base hits, a little pop fly single in the infield. The offering outside with a changeup. 1 ball and no strikes to Haluska. And if she gets on, you got Lefevre, who's been red hot really all season. The offering swung on, line foul off the end of the bat, third base side. That's where she wants to go. I mean, they're pitching her away, middle away, and that's why she's swinging that way. But if they come in on her, you got to open up. 1-1 pitch. Fouled off to the left, third base side. Ball 1. Strike 2 to Tegan Haluska. The pitch up and in. Count levels at 2-2. Castillo and Wolf on the bases thanks to base hits. Morgan to the plate. Swung on, grounded, foul, first base side. Man, I'm impressed the way Haluska is starting to spray the ball around. I mean, that's called hitting it where it's pitched. If you do that, you become much harder to defend. You can't really shade a hitter one way or the other. 2-2 to Haluska. And the offering. That is outside, down and away, 3-2. Oh, this is a huge pitch now. Huge. Even though it's only in the third. You can clear the 9-hitter and get to Lefevre if Haluska gets on. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runners will be going. The offering. Swung on and hit up the middle. Backhanded by the second baseman, and Tafoya steps on the bag for the out. Oh, that is an outstanding play to her right by Tafoya, and that ends the threat by the Bee Diggers. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. Let's head to the 4th. It's Wellington 8, Brush 5 on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. We've hit the 4th inning. Wiley, also really known as Kylie Newberry, will step in for Wellington. 8-5, Eagles over the Bee Diggers. Newberry, Brecklin Meadows, and Taylor Morgan. Hopefully no more. The Bee Diggers have got to get back into that dugout because they've been on the field more than Wellington has, without question. The pitch rolls in, 1 ball and no strikes. We're not even halfway through. We played an hour. Long night at the ballpark. And the offering swung on. That ball's hit on the ground for a base hit into right field. 9 hits for Wellington. Newberry is on base to begin the 4th inning. Brecklin Meadows has walked and grounded to short. 0 for 1. She's the 6th hitter. Lefevre ready. And the offering upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Runner to second. The steal. And the ball gets into center field. Headley picks it up. Throw to third is going to be late. Stolen base for Newberry and an error. Bay Diggers have now committed 3 in the game. Let's see. The count should be 1-0. Infield is playing in. Down 3 in the 4th inning. The offering fouled. Straight back. 1 ball and 1 strike. We've had either short games or long games this year. Rarely do we have the 1 hour and 40-minute game. It's been well over 2+ hours or an hour and 10 minutes. The pitch. That is just outside. 2-1 to Brecklin Meadows. Avery Lefevre to the plate. Up and away, 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike. Start your associate degree, continue your education, or get a specialized certificate. Morgan Community College. Visit morgancc.edu. The offering. Swing and a miss. That pitch was tailing away. It's 3-2. Brush has not been able to get into a rhythm on the defensive side. 3-2, first, second, and third in terms of runs for Wellington in this game. And the pitch fouled straight back. Honestly, I don't know how Avery's going to go the distance here. She threw a decent amount of pitches, not too many yesterday, but she's going to be over 100 by the time this inning is over, unless she starts getting outs very quickly. 3-2 to Meadows. The pitch. That bounces in. It's a walk. First and third with nobody out.
Next up, Wellington is number 33.
And that's the 3rd walk issued by Lefevre. Here's Taylor Morgan. Why are they announcing the hitters by number? I mean, for that, you don't announce anybody. That's puzzling to me. Yeah, just let him go up there. I mean, people are not, nobody calls me number 22 because it's my favorite number. Did they call her? What happened there? There's 1 out, but I don't know what happened. I'm going to have to ask Kevin Fergus what happened. The pitch. Strike. Was she picked off or something? It looked like a walk, and then, well, I did not see, quite frankly, what happened. 1 strike to Morgan. Single and a ground out. Up and away. Throw back to third. Back and diving is Newberry. Literally, she was at first base after the walk, and then I thought there was going to be a courtesy runner. Instead, an out is recorded. I'll ask Kevin Fergus, because I did not see what happened. I didn't even see a tag applied or anything. The pitch. That's a strike on the inside corner. 1-2 to Morgan. 8-5 Wellington, top of the 4th inning. At third is Newberry. Single, stole a base, and went to third on an error. The pitch. Change up. Short of the plate, 2-2. They have not scored in this inning, but are threatening again. Lefevre. with a 2-2 offering. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Morgan knew it. 5th strikeout for Lefevre. That was a beauty.
Wellington is number 27.
Reagan Johnson. Please stop that. Stop that. Do not announce hitters by number. Everybody can read that they want to know who the player is. A pop out and an error. That's, the offering. Swing and a miss and a pitch. Barely below the knees. It's 0-1. With Newberry at third, still have not scored in this 4th inning. Lefevre looks in. The pitch. Swung on line towards center field. Coming on is Headley, and it bounces in for a base hit. The ball gets away. Wolf backs it up and throws to second. It's a straight-up double. Newberry scores. It's 9-5. The RBI to Reagan Johnson. Here's Elise Jeffrey, who struck out twice. Nope. Courtesy runner. Well, let's see. There's a 24. There'll be a pinch hitter, but let's see if I can pick that up, who that is for Wellington. The pitch. No, that's got to be Jeffrey, a strike. Yeah, that is Jeffrey. No balls and 1 strike. Struck out first time looking, second time swinging. And the 0-1. Foul to the backstop. It's 0-2. So they've done it again. Wellington has scored another run in this game. They've got at least 1 run in every inning. This is the only inning they've scored only 1 run. They had 3 in the first, 3 in the second, 2 in the third. No balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. That is just outside. 1-2. Well, let's see if the Bee Diggers can pick up the sticks again. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Looking in the pitch. Swung on and grounded to first. Is that foul? It is. Remains at 1-2. Here to Elise Jeffrey. And this will be pitch number 100 for Lefevre. That's a lot of pitches. I mean, it's not a lot in a game, but it's a lot when you're not through the 4th inning. And the pitch. Fouled straight back on a rise ball. Remains at 1-2 to Elise Jeffrey. Johnson at second. She doubled in a run with 2 outs. Jeffrey awaits the pitch. Here it is. That is a called strike 3. The ball is dropped, but Ludgate that time tags the hitter going by. And the half inning is over. 6 strikeout for Lefevre. 1 run on 2 hits, 1 error, and a base runner left to the bottom of the 4th. 9-5 Wellington on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's head to the bottom of the 4th inning. 9-5 Wellington. Now here's what happened on the second hitter to Wellington off that walk. The Wellington coach wanted her to walk and just keep going to second. But she rounded first, hesitated, and then went back, and that is against the rules in softball. You either stay on the bag after a walk or you just keep going. But once she stopped and tried to go back, that's an out. Swung on by Lefevre and lifted into left field, and that is caught by Newberry to her right in the gap. Kylie Newberry's made some impressive plays in center field, and she's got a lot of range. And all of a sudden, Avery Lefevre is now 1 for 3. A pop out, a single, and another fly out. 1 down. Pitch to Hernandez is up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Alicia's doubled and popped to the shortstop. The offering. That's off the glove of Jeffrey to the screen, 2-0. Yeah, this part of the lineup has got to come through. I mean, Brush right now is getting out hit 10-8, but getting outscored 9-5. But they've committed 3 errors to 2 for Wellington. The pitch swung on and grounded to third and played off the glove, and now throw to first is going to be in time. Yep. Story recovered and then threw a laser to retire Hernandez. 2 down. Here is Brisa Aguirre Garcia. 3 pitches, 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning. Brisa has popped out and grounded out. Well, that's demoralizing. It brushes back on that field that quickly. The offering, that is up and away. 1 ball and no strikes to Aguirre Garcia. The pitch swung on and grounded slowly, backhanded by the pitcher, Morgan, and she tosses to first. And on 5 pitches, the Bee Diggers are done in the bottom of the 4th inning. We head to the 5th in 1 minute. Wellington with a 9-5 lead at Jocelyn Field on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The Bee Diggers have got to keep Wellington off the board in the 5th inning. The pitch swung on, driven into center field, and caught by Headley. That was a line shot right up the middle, and it hung enough for Headley to make the grab off the bat of Kensley Story, who's now 2 for 4 after grounding out, singling, and tripling 1 down. I mean, that thing was tagged. Here's Charlie Sunday, who singled twice and grounded into a fielder's choice. And the pitch, changeup, bounces to the plate. 1 ball and no strikes. Bee Diggers needed that first out, and it was hit really hard. And Michelle was right there to make the play. And the offering, swing and a miss. On a pitch hit around the ankles, it's 1-1. Wellington, one of the newer schools, but they're good. They're a good softball team. They're 11-8. They're coming along nicely. 5-5 in the Patriot League. The pitch, line foul down the right side. 1-2. Wellington retired Brush on 5 pitches in the 4th inning. Bee Diggers looking for something similar in the top of the 5th. Yeah, just to get them a breather in the dugout. Brush has scored 5 runs, all in the 2nd inning. And we have 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitch, swung on, tapped left side. Third baseman Lambert misplays it, recovers, throws to first late. Routine play for Lambert, and misplayed it. I think the Bee Diggers, as an infield, have got to learn that, hey, just field it first, because it looks like on a lot of these errors, they want to field it and throw at the same time. You can't do both at the same time. If she beats it out, she beats it out. The pitch, up and away, runner to second off the steal. That throws up the second base side. It's a stolen base for Charlie Someday. If Lambert feels that cleanly, and then you throw to first and she beats it out, you can live with that. But the errors, that's 4 on Brush. The offering, way outside. Tafoya has a 2-run homer in the game. Aboard on an error and struck out. 2-0. And the errors look worse when you're in your home field. This is the field you're used to practicing on. Popped up right side. Tafoya going back, and it drops inside the line for a base hit. Hernandez couldn't get to it either. Scoring is Someday. The throw to the plate, she slides in. Tafoya to third. It's going to go as an RBI triple. On a fly ball that was over the first baseman's head, I think Teagan tried to backpedal, and that's just one you got to run straight after, but that was hit in what they call no man's land, a straight-up base hit, and Wellington has scored the last 4 runs of the game. Actually, we'll call that a double, to third on the throw home. Here's Scarlett McGuire, singled, struck out, and grounded out, 1 for 3. The offering, swing and a miss. Late on that one, it's 0-1. That's the thing. Alicia at second doesn't have a ton of range, so if it goes over Haluska, then Wolf at right has got to chase it down, but that ball was nowhere close to the right fielder. Just hit in a very tough area defensively. The offering, swung on and driven deep into right center field, way back and gone. A 2-run homer for Scarlett McGuire over the right center field fence, and Wellington, who had a 6-0 lead, now leads 12-5 in the top of the 5th inning. Six unanswered runs for the second time in the game. Here's Kylie Newberry, who has singled, walked, and singled. Here's Tom Odell. Let's see if that's the end for Lefevre. Or just going to talk to her to settle her down. She's allowed 8 earned runs of the 12. And Molly Wolf is going to go into the circle to pitch. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Wellington has now regained control of the game. It's a 2-minute break. Wellington 12, Brush 5 on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. And on the first pitch from Wolf, it's a ground ball and a play made by Hernandez, the second baseman, for the out. 2 down in the 5th inning. Retired is Kylie Newberry, who was on base 3 times with 2 singles and a walk. But she is out number 2, 12-5. And that pitch is a little bit high. In favor of Wellington, Brecklin Meadows with 2 free passes and a ground out. That closes the book on Avery Lefevre. Looks like Angelique Schrum is in right. Swung on, grounded slowly left side. Batista's got it at short. Fires to first. And that will end the frame. Nice defense there by the Bee Diggers. That's what they needed a little bit earlier. But they still have plenty of time. In the inning, 3 runs on 2 hits, a Bee Digger error, and the bases were left empty. 4.5 complete. Time for the Bee Diggers to rally. Wellington 12, Brush 5 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. With Wellington scoring in every inning, the Bee Diggers have not tallied a run since the second and now trail 12-5. Reese Lambert has popped out twice. I'd say 2 to 3 runs will get you back into the game. 2 to 3. The pitch. Up and away. Taylor Morgan with only 61 pitches deep. Contrasting that, the Brush starter Lefevre, that's down and in through 111. 2 balls and no strikes. Yeah, you're going to have to come close to batting around. The offering, swung on and driven in the air to right field. To her right and making the catch is Charlie Someday. 1 out. Lambert is 0 for 3. Here's Michelle Headley, who has singled and popped out. One thing the Bee Diggers are doing maybe a little bit too much of in this game is hitting the ball in the air. As Wellington has not played flawless defensively, they've got a couple of errors to pitch. Swung on, grounded to third, but that's cleanly played, and the throw to first is in time. Story got rid of it quickly with a fast hitter Headley. She's out number 2. And here is Castillo, who has walked and singled. Here's the pitch. Bounces in and bounces away. 1 ball and no strikes. Here to Castillo. Well, the Bee Diggers were retired very quickly in the 4th inning, and so far, same story in the 5th. Not too much happening for the Brush offense. Swung on, line down the left side, and it's off the glove of the diving shortstop, McGuire. It's a base hit for Castillo, who's 2 for 2 aboard 3 times. Oh, can they continue this two-out rally with Brianna Ludgate? Ludgate at 1 for 2. Ludgate from the right side. The pitch. Swung on and grounded. Foul right along the line. And now headed to third. The throw's going to be late, trying to get Castillo. That'll be a straight-up double. Oh, just fair. Just fair. I think it was on the line, then it scooted into foul territory. How about Ludgate now 2 for 3 on that perfectly placed ground ball. Molly Wolf with a couple of singles. 2 for 2 in the game. Swung on, pop foul. Boy, she went after a pitch. It's not a good pitch to hit. You got to bring it down. You're not doing anything with a pitch up in the zone like that. Got to bring it down. Don't go for the pitch that is above the letters. The 0-1. Yep, you see, they're doing the same thing. Swung on and foul. That's what Morgan's doing. The Bee Diggers at times are going after that, and if Wolf is going after that, there's no reason to throw the pitch down. It's 0-2. The offering. Swung on and fouled off to the right. That one was lower, but Molly was a tad late with a swing. She's had a good game so far with the 2 base hits. They need her to come through right now. A single by Castillo with 2 outs and Ludgate with a double. No balls and 2 strikes. The offering. Check swing foul. In on the fists. Remains at 0-2. 12-5 Wellington, bottom of the 5th inning. Well, Taylor Morgan right now is probably going to throw something upstairs. Swung on and lined on one hop and misplayed by the first baseman. Recovers, throws to the second baseman, covering Meadows to Tafoya to end the inning. Very unusual, but what a heads-up play by Tafoya. And the rare 3-4 to end the bottom of the 5th inning. The Bee Diggers with no runs on 2 hits and 2 in scoring position are left to the 6th inning. It's Wellington 12, Brush 5 on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The Bee Diggers have been unable to solve this Wellington offense. 12-5, 3 runs in 3 separate innings, 2 runs in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th. The pitch from Wolf. Check swing foul by Taylor Morgan, who was singled, grounded out, and struck out. She's 1 for 3. 7, 8, and 9 for Molly Wolf, who did a nice job in relief of Lefevre in the 5th inning. The pitch. Check swing foul again, off to the right. It is 0-2. This is what happened to Brush the last time they played. In Brush, they scored 5 runs in the 1st, did not score again. Here they've got 5 in the 2nd, have not scored in the 3 innings thereafter. The offering, up and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Taylor Morgan from Molly Wolf. The pitch. Line down the right field line. If it's fair, it's trouble, it's foul. 12 runs on 12 hits for Wellington, 5 runs on 10 hits for Brush. Both teams have left 6 on the base paths, 4 errors for the Bee Diggers and 2 by Wellington. And the offering. Swung on and fisted up the middle on the ground for a base hit into right center field. Morgan is 2 for 4. And another inning with a leadoff hitter on for the Eagles. And here is Reagan Johnson, who's popped out aboard on an error and doubled. 1 for 3. The pitch. Up and away, runner going to second, the throw, and the ball gets away. Backed up by Headley. Bee Diggers not communicating. Throw was offline, but somebody's got to be there to make that catch before it gets away. 1 ball and no strikes, and Wellington is trying to generate enough of a rally to win in 6 innings. Johnson's last at bat was a scorching double. The pitch. Swung on and chopped into left field for a base hit. Now holding up at second was Morgan. She was not sure if that was going to go through. So that's not a bad base running play. 2 hits to begin the 6th inning. Here's Jeffrey. This is the one hitter the Bee Diggers have solved completely. She struck out 3 times. After winning by 15 yesterday, Brush is down by 7, up and away, 1 ball and no strikes. Well, Molly Wolf has definitely gained confidence in the circle. Without question. She's the future in this circle for Brush. And the 1-0 in the dirt, scooped up by Ludgate. 2 balls and no strikes. Only 2 seniors on this Brush team. Avery Lefevre and Reese Lambert. Everybody else is freshman, sophomore, junior. And the pitch. That is on the outside corner. Nice spot there by Molly Wolf. It's 2-1. The life has been taken out of the Bee Diggers with Wellington's bats. 2-1 pitch. Swung on, grounded right back to the circle. Wolf to first for the out. The other runners advance. 1 down. And here's Kensley Story, who grounded to the circle, and since then has hit the ball hard 3 times with a single, a triple, and then lined out to center field to Headley, who made a nice catch. Infield is playing in again. The offering. Changeup is up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. To Kensley Story with over 30 years of experience. B&B Appliance can help match the appliances to your needs. Stop by at 502 Ensign Street in Fort Morgan. And that one bounces away. No advance. 2-0. Keep in mind, Bee Digger blast off at 6 o'clock on Friday night when Brush takes on Arvada. Homecoming night at Brush. Kickoff is at 7:20. 7:20 will be the kickoff. 2-0. And the offering. Grounded, foul down the first base side. Wellington has been very consistent with their pitching and their defense other than the second inning. It's been really good. 2-1. The offering fouled back. Two balls and 2 strikes. Unless the Bee Diggers generate some sort of a huge comeback, they will fall to 10-10. Pitches in the dirt, skips away. Runner will score easily. Morgan to the plate on the wild pitch. And to third is Johnson. It's 13-5. That is 7 unanswered runs for the Eagles. And 3-2 to Kensley Story. The offering. Fouled straight back. Good pitch by Wolf, up and away, but Story's too good of a hitter. This is her 5th plate appearance in 6 innings. That's usually a losing recipe for the other team. The offering. Low. A walk and someday reaches. Now she's going to go to second. The throw's going to be made. Now the throw towards the plate is low, and sliding in safely is Johnson. And someday now to third. And now she's going to head for the plate, and she's going to be in there. She went all the way off a walk. Oh, my gosh. That is insane. And it is now, should be 15-5. Yeah, because Story just kept running to second. Johnson took off for the plate. Then when the ball got away, she was able to score, and it's a 10-run lead. Here's Charlie Someday. 15-5. I mean, that's what you want to do, right? You walk, you just keep going with a runner at third. You force the throw by the pitcher. It went to Aguirre Garcia at second. The runner from third took off for the plate. The throw is low and away. Catcher, by the way, now is Katie Johnson. I should have noted that earlier. I didn't see that initially. And then the ball got away again, and that pitch is up and away, and now it's 15-5. So there goes a walk and an error on that play. 5 errors by Brush. And they're just not into this game. I think they're just tired now. That's 9 unanswered runs by Wellington. The pitch, and that nearly hit her, and it did. It clipped her on the front foot. So aboard
Up next to base, number
on the hit batter someday, Jasmine Tafoya. A home run aboard on an air, struck out and doubled. 2 for 4. The pitch swung on and chopped into left field. Another single. Now to third is Someday. The throw, the tag, and she's going to be out at third base. Did not even slide, which was a mistake. Excellent play out there by Castillo. 2 down. That's why you always slide. Could have beaten it out, but she was tagged out at third. Meanwhile, Tafoya went to second on the throw. Here is Scarlett McGuire. 2 for 4 in the game. The pitch up and in off the glove of Johnson. That'll be a pass ball. Runner to third. McGuire homered her last time up, a 2-run shot over the right center field fence. 1 ball and no strikes. The offering. Swing and a miss on a pitch up and in. And Molly Wolf, despite allowing these runs, again, challenging these hitters, but Wellington is just good. They've got 15 hits today. The pitch, pop foul to the backstop. It's 1-2. Yeah, what was inexcusable is the walk to Story and then allowing 2 runs to score on that play. I mean, the Bee Diggers just are not in tune defensively in this game, and that's what they have to fix. Bounces to the plate. Nice block by Katie. Now runner breaks for the plate. The slide and in there. Well, covering was Wolf, but there was no throw. And Tafoya scores in a wild pitch. And it's 16-5. No hesitation from Jasmine Tafoya. And that is now, well, they haven't put the run up there, but it should be 16-5. McGuire with a 2-2. The pitch fouled off to the right. Yeah, they've got to put that run up there. You don't want, there you go. Now it's up there. The Bee Diggers have to score 2 just past the top of the hour. This is 10-10 KSIR, Brush, Fort Morgan, Sterling, in order to extend it to a 7th. Up and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Scarlett McGuire. Wellington was up 6-0. 5 runs scored by Brush. Now 10 unanswered by Wellington. The pitch. That is just outside. It's a walk. That's the other thing we have to discuss in this game. Taylor Morgan has walked just 1 Bee Digger, while the Bee Diggers have issued 5 walks. Not terribly bad, to be honest with you. The pitch. That's a strike on the inner half to Kylie Newberry. 2 for 3. She's also walked aboard 3 times in a game, and she can track down anything in center field. The offering. Lifted down the third base side and caught in foul territory. A basket catch by Reese Lambert. And that will end the top half of the 6th inning. Now the Bee Diggers are in survival mode. They need 2 in the bottom of the 6th to send this game to a 7th inning. 2 runs, make it 4 runs on 3 hits, 1 error and 1 left. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Wellington 16, Brush 5 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. 16-5 Wellington, bottom of the 6th inning. Tegan Haluska leads off for the Bee Diggers. Against right-hander Taylor Morgan, swing and a miss and a pitch away. Tegan is singled and hit into a fielder's choice. 1 for 2, the offering. That is up and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. It's not gone well for the Bee Diggers today with the 5 errors. Wellington has hit the ball well. They got a couple of home runs up and away, 2-1. Taylor Morgan nearly with a 2-to-1 strike-to-ball ratio. She's allowing the Bee Diggers to put the ball in play, and the pitch swung on, line foul, third base side. Count is at 2-2 to Tegan Haluska. To lead off the bottom of the sixth inning, the Bee Diggers need 2 runs to extend the game to the seventh. The pitch off the glove of Jeffrey on a pitch that was high, 3-2. Yep, the Bee Diggers were right there after it was 6-5, but they just kept allowing runs. Swung on and lifted foul, not a play. Down the left side by Haluska. Remains at 3 balls and 2 strikes. You're either down to your final 3 outs or your final 6 outs. And that one hit her in the helmet. So it's a hit by pitch to Haluska. And here is Angelique Schrum. Yeah, once Lefevre was taken out of the circle, they're giving her a rest, a well-deserved rest. Uh-oh, what happened there with Haluska? No, nothing. Okay, I thought they were pointing to the front. No, it's just the change with Schrum in for Lefevre. They have to note that change on the umpire scorecard. The Bee Diggers have actually hit the ball fairly well, but they have not capitalized on opportunities. Because Wellington has 16 runs, they've left 7 on base. The Bee Diggers have actually left more on base. Okay, Schrum is hitting, and it looks like that might be Carranza or Metzger at first. All the way across from this vantage point. Anyway, ready to resume with Angelique Schrum hitting for Brush, batting .250. Her 14th plate appearance of the season. The pitch swung on, line foul off to the right. Yeah, when these girls have ponytails, it covers up the numbers. That's what's tough to tell. No balls and 1 strike. Yeah, that could be Carranza. Pitches outside, 1-1. Either that or Alyssa Sanchez. Yeah. 1-1 to Angelique Schrum, the pitch. Swung on and grounded up the middle. A dive by the shortstop, a flip to second, and it's behind the second baseman, Tafoya, into right field. Now the runner breaks for third, the slide and the tag, and out. Oh, that was not good base running. Got to stay right there. The courtesy runner, that is Sanchez, was out. Oh, man. It will go as an error, allowing the hitter to reach on the errant throw by the shortstop. But then again, what have we mentioned? Base running, base running, base running. And not good for Brush. And the first pitch is a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Hernandez doubled her first time up, 1 for 3. Yeah, you can't be that aggressive. The pitch. Line towards left field. That will drop for a base hit. See, that could have loaded the bases. To second is Schrum. That would have loaded the bases. Here's Brisa Aguirre Garcia. Had a rough game. 0 for 3. A pop out and 2 ground outs. Yeah, it's just frustrating now when you're rallying, and it almost seems too late, especially with a huge base running miscue. Swung on, lifted to center field, and misjudging it, going back, and it off the glove of Newberry. Now she tracks it down. Schrum went the wrong way. Now to throw to third, and she's going to be safe. She got totally lost out there, thinking the ball was caught by Newberry, but it was off her glove. It'll be a straight-up base hit. Newberry misjudged it, nearly made the catch, and the bases are loaded. That could really be scored an error, but we'll score to hit. We're not the official scorers, so that could be an error in the brush book. Here's Lambert. popped out 3 times. Swung on, grounded up the middle, base hit into center field. The Bee Diggers are going to play the 7th inning. If Hernandez scores, throws to third, and Brisa's in there. Now to second is Lambert. It's a single, driving in 2 runs, and it's now 16-7. Bee Diggers are not going away. And here's Michelle Headley. There'll be a visit. Should be 16-7. Whoever's keeping score's got to make sure they've got those runs up there. There you go. Well, again, the first out was made at third base. You can't have that happen. Can't have that happen. It's not worth it. Because we could be looking at a 16-8 game now without any outs. Popped up foul territory, the catcher giving chase and out of play. Along the first base side, 0-1. Well, at least the Bee Diggers will stretch it out to a 7th inning. No balls and 1 strike to Michelle Headley. And the offering. Swung on, popped up. Backing up is the first baseman. Are they going to make the catch? Yes. Brecklin Meadows was able to track it down. And over the shoulder, 2 down. For Karime Castillo, who has singled twice and walked. Well, they need her on base to make this a 16-9 game. The offering, and that bounces away, and here comes Brisa to the plate. She'll score easily on the wild pitch standing. It's 16-8. Lambert to third. Okay, let's see what happens now. Karime waits. Swung on and grounded to second. Routine play, underhand toss by Tafoya. Karime is out, and so are the Bee Diggers. They do score 3 runs on 3 hits. There was an error and a base runner left at third. We head to the 7th and final inning. Wellington 16, Brush 8 on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. 1 more inning to go for our final home game of the season on 10-10. Bee Diggers still have Lamar and Eaton next week. We won't have either game, Lamar being a non-conference game, and Eaton is a week from tomorrow. And the reason we will not have that game against Eaton, even though it's a conference game, is because Brush and Sterling will be playing on the football field in Sterling. The pitch bounces to the plate. From Molly Wolf to Brecklin Meadows, who is 0 for 2. A walk, a grounder, a walk, and another ground out. Strike on the inside corner at the knees, took something off it. Wellington has not been held off the board at all. The Bee Diggers have been held off the board in 4 of the first 6 innings. The pitch, that's inside. 2-1 to Brecklin Meadows. And the pitch swung on and tapped foul along the third base side. We began this game at 86 degrees. Now we've got a slight breeze, and it's 82. And it's 2-2. And the offering. That is a called strike 3 on the inside corner to Meadows. A strikeout by Molly Wolf. And that is her first. Lefevre had 6. Taylor Morgan is 2 for 4 with a couple of singles. The pitch upstairs, 1 ball and no strikes. Post-game show coming up after the final out of this game. The offering off the glove of Johnson to the screen, 2-0. Amazing. The Bee Diggers only out hit by 2 hits. But again, they've had more walks by their pitchers. They've had more errors. The offering. Strike. 2-1. To Taylor Morgan, the opposing pitcher, has done a fine job. Molly Wolf to the plate. Foul down the right side and out of play. 2-2, 16-8 Wellington. It's been a game of runs. Wellington scored the first 6 runs. The Beat Diggers had 5 in the second. Wellington then scored 10 unanswered from innings 3 through 6 before the Beat Diggers tallied 3 in the bottom of the 6th to extend the game. 2-2. Swung on in a ground ball into right center field, and Taylor Morgan is now 3 for 4 with a single. Her 3rd single of the game.
Now batting number 27.
There's Reagan Johnson. I'm still doing this. I don't know why they would instruct. Have you ever addressed somebody just by number? Going on the whole game. It doesn't make any sense. The pitch. Swung on and lifted into deep left center field. Headley to her right, and the ball is off her glove. And now to second will be Morgan. We'll call that a base hit on the running attempt by Headley. But it got her glove, not the middle of the glove. She had beautiful closing speed. I mean, that could be scored in the book as an error, but I've got it as a hit because she was not underneath that softball. The pitch. Swung on and grounded slowly to short. Brisa misplays it and then picks it up, and the Beat Diggers that time. That's a legit error. That's an error on Brisa. And the bases are loaded. That is now 6 errors by Brush, and they might have more in the book in the dugout. Kensley Story is 2 for 4 with a walk. This is her 6th plate appearance. The pitch up and in off the glove of Johnson. Morgan to the plate. The slide. No slide, but she's safe. She's barely in there. Really supposed to slide. It's 17-8. And they will have scored in every inning. Every single inning. And the offering. Swung on and grounded up the middle. Nice play by Brisa to her left. Throw to first is in time. That's the frustrating part. You can be so good with a play like that. Very difficult play by the Brush shortstop as the run scores, and then the routine plays get botched. Now 18-8 is the score. As a run crosses home plate, here's Charlie Someday, who's 2 for 4. And the offering. Down and away, 1 ball and no strikes. They still have 17-8 on the board now. Well, it takes them long for some reason. But they've got the right score. And there's another pitch to the screen. Runner breaks for the plate, the tag, and out. As Charlie Someday is going to remain in the box because trying to score was Jeffrey. She was out by a mile. Nice job of Johnson just racing back to the plate and applying the tag. And that ends the top of the 7th inning. 2 more runs on 2 hits, a Beat Digger error, and nobody left. To the bottom of the 7th, Wellington leads Brush 18-8 on 1010 KSIR, KSIR.com, and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brianna Ludgate would have been the scheduled hitter, but Johnson came in to catch for her, so it should be Johnson, Wolf, and Haluska in the bottom of the 7th inning against right-hander Taylor Morgan. Wellington with an 18-8 lead will have a very brief post-game show. And then send you to the Rockies and the Dodgers for Game 3 of that series. And it is Johnson stepping in from the right side. Pitch is down and in. Looking for her first hit, 0 for 6 in 10 plate appearances. Is Johnson. 1-0. Swung on and grounded to third. Nice play there by Story. An easy toss to first. 1 out in the 7th. That'll bring up Molly Wolf, who's singled twice and grounded out. Oh, when you cannot hold a team to 0 in any inning, you have no shot. The pitch lifted towards the second baseman coming in, but it's going to take a step and then the throw and dropping the ball at first. It took a drop and then Tafoya threw a bullet to first. It was dropped by Meadows. That'll be an error on the first baseman. I described that as poorly as I could. I didn't mean to, but either way, it's an error, and that pitch is outside to Haluska. Haluska singled, grounded into a fielder's choice hit by a pitch, 1 for 2. That was one of those flares that I thought Tafoya was going to catch, and that's up and in, 2 balls and no strikes. Here to Tegan Haluska. And the offering. Swung on and grounded slowly to second. Tafoya's got it. A laser to first like she did the previous one, but that time Meadows makes the catch at first. Wolf to second, 2 down. And here's Angelique Schrum aboard on an error, her first time up. The pitch, swing and a miss on a rise ball. No balls and 1 strike. Bead Diggers competed in this game, but not long enough, and they certainly did not come close to their A game defensively. Grounded to third. Their Story on a big hop throw to first, and the game is over. And Wellington defeats Brush by a score of 18-8. Post-game show brought to you by Advanced Agri Solutions. Get a full plan of seed, food, and water for your field. Advanced Agri Solutions. 18 runs on 17 hits, 4 errors, 7 left on base for Wellington. 8 runs, 13 hits, 6 errors, 8 left on base for Brush. The winning pitcher going the distance was Taylor Morgan. The loss went to Avery Lefevre. Time of the game, 2 hours and 1 minute. And a big 6-run first inning, aided by a 2-run homer from Jasmine Tafoya. Later on, Scarlett McGuire hit a 2-run homer. And looking at the big hitters in this game for Wellington, they got 4 RBIs from Tafoya and 2 apiece from Kensley Story and Scarlett McGuire. 3 hits in a game from Tafoya, along with Taylor Morgan and Reagan Johns. And as for the Bead Diggers and their hitting today, 2 hits apiece for Hernandez, Castillo, Ludgate, and Wolf. And Reese Lambert, the lone player to drive in as many as 2 runs. The Bead Diggers fall to 3-7 in league play. They are now 10-10 overall. Wellington is 12-8 overall and 6-5 in the Patriot League. Back in action for the Bead Diggers. We'll have a Saturday morning game in Windsor against Resurrection Christian starting at 11 a.m. Have a tremendous night. May God bless you all. And the final score once again from Jocelyn Field in Brush, Wellington defeats the Bead Diggers 18-8. I'm John Beltran on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.